Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
How are you people doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm also pretty well. Thank you. How about you, Mary?
I'm good, sir. I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thank you. Neelam, how are you doing?
Sir, it's Nilima.
Neelam, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm doing good, sir. Thank you for asking. How about you, sir?
I'm pretty well. Good evening, Charan. Charan, we are not able to hear you. You're not yet audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm perfect.
Great.
Just had a small nap. I'm fresh.
Good. Lata, good evening.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Pretty well. Thank you. So, how are you people doing? In the era of pandemic, staying at home, how had been all this experience so far?
I'd say pretty boring at home. Just frustrated. That's basically.
It went from terrible in the beginning to got very used to it and very happy, and then now again very, very, very bored. It's been too long.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed and let's hope we get out of this situation very, very soon. Yet we have another huge situation coming up. Uh, it was the pandemic, and we are expecting a bigger pandemic in future. It could come as a drought. It could come as a famine, or a heavy rain, or so many more things, isn't it? So, anyways, we have two more new people here. Anupama. No, it's not Anupama. What was your name?
Hi, sorry, it's Sanjana. I've taken the another email.
Yeah, Sanjana. I'm so sorry. So, good evening, Sanjana and Sudhiti. How are you people doing?
Hi, good evening. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. I mean, in these times.
Yeah, so far so good. Can't complain. So,
Good evening, sir.
very good evening, Sudhiti. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm pretty well. Thank you. So, we are seven here. We are waiting for 2 to 3 more people to come in. Let's see when they join in. Until then, we can have a small chit chat. We can have a small, no, we will do the introduction once everybody is here. So everybody comes to know each other. In the meantime, I will just drop in a message again for others to join. Sanjana, I can see two IDs of yours here. Have you joined in from two different devices?
No, actually I got logged out, so I joined in again. I'll just log out and log in.
Okay. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Great.
नमस्कार। कोविड-19 को बढ़ने से रोकने के लिए देश का सहयोग करें। थोड़े दिनों के लिए केवल बहुत जरूरी होने पर ही घर से बाहर जाएं और भीड़ भाड़ से बचें। 3 बातें याद रखें। मास्क पहनकर रखें, हाथों को अच्छी तरह से नियमित तौर पर धोएं और दूसरों से 2 गज की दूरी बनाकर रखें। और हाँ, अपनी बारी आने पर वैक्सीन जरूर लें। अधिक जानकारी के लिए 1075 पर कॉल करें या www.mohfw.gov.in पर जाएं।
Darshan, may I switch off my video?
देश का
Sure.
सहयोग करें। थोड़े दिनों के लिए केवल बहुत
Sure, you can.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hello.
Nisha,
Yes.
are you joining in for the meeting?
I have not received any link in my inbox.
You haven't received a link in your inbox.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'll just share the link. Just join in. Okay. Okay, I think good evening, Nisha.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty well, thank you. Well, I think this is the number that we'll have for today. There was one guy, Adam. I'm not sure he would be able to join in. He had some internet connection issue, and also it's quite midnight to his place. But if he could have joined in, we could have decided a better time when we could meet. Anyways, we can start off with this. So before we go ahead, can we have a small round of introduction so everybody knows each other? Because we would be working as a team for next 6 months.
Yeah, cool. You want me to start off?
Sure.
Okay, so hey everyone, my name is Charan and I study agriculture sciences. Is that all I have to say? Or I have to say?
A little bit more. And what do you think of like this IPCC, or maybe a small introduction which can, which what you would also like to know about others, you know?
What I'd like to know about the others.
So you can tell about yourself the same thing.
Oh, like that. Okay. um, okay, I live in Bangalore and I heard Darshan say that everyone has from different parts of the state. It'd be nice to know where the rest of you guys are from. And I guess that's it for now. Let me just wait and see what others say and get
Sure.
mad on Twitter.
Who's coming up next?
Hello all, this is Nisha and I'm a student in Delhi University. I'm currently pursuing BA program with History and Philosophy and I cannot say much as I'm cooking in my kitchen, so I listen you all.
Great. Who's coming next?
Shall I go next?
Sure.
So hello everyone, my name is Lata and I am a final year student of BSc Agriculture from College of Agriculture GBPUT Pantnagar, and I consider myself to be a content writer basically, and I've done some content writing gigs here and there on and off, basically in environmental sciences domain only. I plan to pursue my career in research. That's why I have taken up this internship.
Great.
Yeah, that's all about me.
Thank you. Who's coming next?
Yeah, shall I go? Hi everyone, my name is Swati and I am not a student now. I graduated in 2020, MA History, and I am now a freelance software developer and also a content developer. I do a lot of freelance gigs here and there and that, and So to answer Charan's question, I'm currently in Mumbai. So yeah, it's a different part of the country, and right. Please let me know if you want to know anything more. But that's about it for me. Thank you.
Great. Next.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention I'm from Nainital, Uttarakhand.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, Mary, go ahead.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary. I'm from Bangalore as well. I study I'm doing my BA Economics and I'm in my third year.
Great. Who's coming next?
Hi everyone, I am Sanjana, and to introduce myself, I have just finished my master's. Like, it's not even been a month, and I always like research and environment. I'm like this. I like to call myself a little gardener because I like to do things to my garden and experiment with it. And glad to see you all, and I hope you all have fun together and do some great work for the environment. Okay.
Great.
And I'm from Punjab, by the way, if anybody wants to know.
Great. Nilima, how about you?
Yes, sure. So I'm Nilima. I'm currently staying in UAE, but back in India, I'm from Kerala. I'm an 11th grader under Humanities faculty. Actually, I'm the youngest one among you all. Darshan had told me this earlier in the interview that I'll be the youngest one, so hope to learn something from you all. That's it. If anybody wants to know anything more about me, feel free to ask.
Thank you. Sudhiti?
Hello, my name is Sethi. I've just started my Master's in Social Work course at the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I'm very passionate about climate action, so that's what drew me towards this internship, and I hope to get to know you also.
Great. And Sudhiti, where are you from?
Oh, I'm currently based in Hyderabad.
Great. And we are left with Nana. Nana, can you hear us?
I thought my mic was on. I'm sorry. I was already giving my introduction.
Okay, no worries. You'll have to restart
Hello,
it.
everyone. My name is Nena, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in political science from Delhi University. As to why I've taken up this internship, I would say that environment is an integral part of political science, and I've always been interested in it subtly. But um, for the last few months, I've wanted to do something professionally about it, I would say, and that is why I was interested in taking up internships in this field. Yeah, that's about it.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So, a little bit of an introduction of myself, or do you know me all? Okay, so yeah, I am Sashi Darshan, and I graduated with the computer science way back in 2006. Then I worked for IBM for nearly 5 years. Then I thought of changing something in my life, so I retired. I got retired, voluntary retired after 5 years of job. Then I thought of doing something for environment. Then I started some small company of my own, and I started manufacturing e-rickshaws. I'm not sure how many of you have heard of e-rickshaws, but I was manufacturing e-rickshaws in Bihar. I am from Patna, and our organization Tarumitra, it's also in Patna. We'll talk about the organization later. And with the same, when I was working for my company for the promotion, I came to Tarumitra. Then that is how I came to know Tarumitra. So they helped me for the promotions and all that stuff. Lately, I thought of closing all my businesses because I am not at all interested in making money. I am more interested in doing something with a group of people. So in 2016, I winded my company and became a full-time volunteer for this place. And since then, I am taking care of some activities, trying to develop some campaigns around environment. And you'll come to know more about me slowly and gradually. Okay? So shall we start off with a little bit about what Tarumitra is and what footprint would be or footprint is. For the same, I have a small presentation. I will just share my screen with you all. Just let me know if my screen is visible or not. Can you all see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great.
Sir, I can't actually.
You can't?
Yes, sir.
So I'll just try to stop presenting it and restart it again. Can you see now? Is it visible? See, I'm not seeing you people on the screen. I have this another screen, so I would not be able to see you, nodding your heads. So instead, you'll have to speak up.
Sir, I think it's only not visible to me only. and I'll just log out and log in again.
Lata, try to change the arrangement of the screens on your. I mean, there might be some options where you can pin something else or so.
Okay, I'll try. I'm really bad with technology, actually. Yeah, it's visible now. Thank you.
Great. So, greetings, cousins. Here we call everybody a cousin, and you will come to know why we call each other a cousin in the meanwhile. Also, because we are a community on earth, and life on earth is the result of a big cooperative endeavor of all living beings, living and also non living beings together. In 1988, there were some kids of class 9. They had a question. Can we live without trees? Then we realized in India, we worship trees and we know their values. However, because of developmental issues and for the development work and for farming, for shelter, we have been chopping a lot of trees. We have been taking the area of the forest, and that was a big concern for the students way back in 1988 in Patna. And these kids started planting some trees in their school campus, and slowly the other students joined them, and slowly they got out of the school. They started planting trees on the boundary, on the outer boundary of the school, on the roadsides, and the kids from other schools saw it, and slowly and gradually till 1990s it became a movement of green belting the city, and there were a lot of trees planted by these kids. Somewhere in 1994 we had this I'll come to that later. And here in Tarumitra we appreciate the earth, starting with hugging our trees as a friend, and that is how we got our name as Tarumitra. Loving the earth means protecting biodiversity, that is all forms of life. We network with over 2000 schools and colleges in country. It's a fairly large network, I can say. We come out on streets to protect the earth. We celebrate Raksha Bandhan. So some of you might be aware of this Raksha Bandhan, which we celebrated 2 days ago. So here in Taramitra, way back in 90s itself, we had this a new idea of celebrating Raksha Bandhan with trees, wherein the students they make this amulets, a huge one, and they bring it to the school or they bring it to Tarumitra and they tie it around the trees, and they just as a sign we call it for protection of our brothers. So we call them our brothers, our sisters, or any relative whom we can recall, and we try to celebrate this with trees as well. So these are some activities in Tarumitra of plantation drive. These are the other celebrations that we do in our campus. This is the arti that we are doing, the students do with the trees. We have affection, we make a relation. We try to celebrate almost all the festivals with the trees. And this is one of the picture taken last year. Since last few years, I'm not sure if you're aware of this person, the person in the white kurta here on the right hand side. He is the Chief Minister of Bihar. He came to know about our activities and he appreciated it. And since last 5-6 years, he is also tying, amulets around the trees to celebrate Raksha Bandhan. So these are some plantation drives, activities in the campus. So this is one of the activity we did like a few years ago. we had a new museum coming up in the capital city, Patna, and it was like a huge project for the government of Bihar. And government spent nearly 2,500 crore rupees to build a new museum. However, there were a lot of trees which were blocking the view of this newly built museum. So government decided to chop off all the trees, so the museum could be visible to the people. However, on the other side of the road, there was a school, a Mount Carmel school, and these kids face a lot of issue because chopping off the trees, because they used to wait for their parents after the school went off, or they would stand there to have some golgappas, pani puris, or ice creams. But because of the scorching heat summer, they couldn't stand there anymore. So once we had these kids came to Tarumitra for exposure program, and they raised this issue that we call ourselves as a Tarumitra, but a lot of trees are being chopped, and these are the problems that we are facing. So what could be done? So one of the students from the group, she said that my grandmother passed away last month, and we went to our a village for what you call Pindadan. So like the final rites, we went to the village for my grandmother. So as we call ourselves as friends of trees, and our friends are dead, they have been slaughtered. So can we do a final rites for these trees? So it was taken up as a very good idea by people for the and we circulated it as a campaign. We went on the street, we did this final rites of the trees. A lot of media people came, a lot of students from various schools joined in. It was taken up well by the media. It was printed in various newspapers. Lately, a lot of activists joined in. They filed a complaint in the NGT. The project was stalled for almost 1.5 years. Larsen and Toubro was the one who got this project. They had to pay a fine for chopping off the trees, and lately they could come up with, they have been told to plant new trees. So this is how it worked. We also have a small farm in our campus where the students of various schools join in, and they do this farming. We generally do organic farming, and the reason why we do organic farming is to because there's a gap of understanding for the people, and they also believe that if we would do organic farming, then we'll not have enough produce. So these kids, they thought that why not we experiment it, and whatever results we get, we will share it with the agriculture department of Bihar, and slowly and gradually it worked. And now we have a good, we are getting better amount of grains than the conventional farming. We share our reports with the government. We call the, panchayat people from various villages of Bihar. We do a 2-day training program, exposure program for them, and we share the data what we do. And we have worked. These kids have worked hugely for, and pushed it as a policy for the agriculture department to promote organic farming in Bihar. So this girl here is Angie Rizzo. She is from New York, USA. She was intern here. We have been getting interns from various colleges from North America, South America, Africa, Australia. Yeah. So she was here last year. I think 2018 she was here. 2019 we couldn't get a few students. 2019 and 20 we couldn't get much of the students. 2020 was COVID time, so it was not allowed even. So after planting, the harvesting is also done by the students. The students, they come and they thresh this paddy, and we take out the grains. So now a little bit about the ashram. So this is a top view of our ashram. As students have been building a bioreserve in the middle of the city to conserve a biodiversity. So you can see The buildings on all the sites is not our campus, but the area which you can see as a green, that is our campus. We have nearly more than 1,000 trees in our campus of almost 450 different species. 50 plus species of birds inhabit in our campus. This is our main building, which we call Uttarayan, because it is on the northern side of our campus. And these kids, they carefully build a road brick by themselves. They came here to dig up some small ponds. They worked for in the summer camp. They came into on the weekends, and we did some weekend camps. And everybody, all the students from various schools and colleges, contributed to make this place. And now, with the hard work of almost more than 2 lakh students, it's green all over. And it is like a small mini forest. And in the middle of the forest, we live and work for biodiversity. This is the same building from inside, and you can see we have not used any plasters. So we worked on the buildings are made with the 3R policy, that reduce, refuse, and reuse, reduce, and refuse. So buildings are energy efficient and open to nature. So this is how our walls are made. The outer wall of the buildings are made with the 4-inch gap between the bricks. Yeah, this 4-inch gap, what it does is like it captures the heat inside, and it works as an insulator. It doesn't allows heat to go inside the building. Even today, we don't have ACs in our campus. Still, we have the maximum temperature that we feel inside our inside our buildings is somewhere around 25 to 29 degrees. So these here you can see a 6,000 square feet floor with recycled tiles. So these are the tiles which generally when people they make their homes, they throw these broken tiles away. So our students went there, we collected all these broken tiles, and with this we made our floors. We have a Scheffler community cooker for wherein we use this Scheffler cooker to cook food, and it can prepare food for like 50 people. So you can what the oval shaped thing you can see is a reflector. It catches the sunlight and it reflects on this oven, and then that is how the food is cooked. Since last 30 years, we have these solar panels working, and mostly we are off grid. And we also recycle our waste water in our campus itself. So this is generally we do it with the multiple sedimentation tanks. And just on the last sedimentation tank, we have this marsh grass. So this eats up all the nutrients which is available, which goes out from our kitchen, and that is from where generally our sewage smells. So this grass, this takes away all the smell from the water, and this water is pretty good enough for fishes to live and survive. Our campus was inaugurated way back in 2000. It's been 21 years now. And we also have a UN consultative status from through ECOSOC. We have been sending a lot of students for various UNEP's meetings on environment. There the kids go, they meet people from various countries, they try to learn their problems and also share our problems, try to share the ideas and get their ideas. So way back in I think 2009, one of the Tarumitra students got elected to the junior board to represent Asia Pacific region at the UN. She is the girl in the middle. Her name is Yugaratna Srivastava. She was from UP. And she addressed the General Assembly of UN in 2009. Yes. So here I have a small clip of her, speech.
A representative of the future generation, Miss Yugratna Srivatava, age 13, from India.
Respected UN Secretary General Mr. Ban Ki-moon, honorable dignitaries in August Assembly, I'm 13 years young Yugratna from organization Tarumitra, meaning Friends of Trees, an NGO with 1,600 high schools involved in promoting environmental awareness. I feel privileged to represent children and youth, the 3 billion of the world population in this summit. I'm so much concerned about climate change because I don't want our future generations to question us, just as I'm questioning the need for more concrete action on climate change today. We received a clean and a healthy planet from our ancestors, and we are gifting a damaged one to our successors. What sort of justice is this? Honorable Excellencies, we need to call for an action now. We have to protect the earth, not just for us, but for our future generations. If not here, then where? If not now, then when? If not us, then who?
So she asked these 3 questions that if not here, then where? If not now, then when? And if not us, then who? It's been almost 11 years of her speech, and these questions are still relevant to date. And we need to take more concrete actions. Yugaratna is working with the UN youth programs, and she is in Nairobi nowadays. This is a story of another girl of her campaign on electricity. So the story is about, like, she earlier she had mercury lights in her house. She changed one bulb every month. She used to take some pocket money from her father, and the cost of LED bulb was is too high for general people or people from the middle class, to change all the bulbs in a month. She came up with the idea that she would change one bulb every month. Within 4 to 5 months, she changed all the bulbs in her house, and she shared the idea with her classmates, and everybody said, yeah, we can do together. And Tarumitra supported her, and she went to different schools and gathered more students. Her goal was to have at least 10,000 students who can change their normal filament bulbs to CFL bulbs or LED bulbs. So at least some amount of electricity could be saved. So why 10,000 students? Because if 10,000 students can save at least 100 watt of power a day, the calculation comes that we'll save 1 megawatt of electricity a day. And if you're saving 1 megawatt of electricity, the amount of pollution this 1 mega generated to generate this 1 megawatt of electricity is as equals to planting 14 full grown trees in a day. So this was the idea, and she finished it, she completed it and still is looking for more hands to join and save more electricity. So are your hands here to save at least some amount of electricity? Yes? No?
Yes.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah.
Great. So here this is all about Tarumitra, and when we talk about footprint is like a brainchild of Tarumitra. It works generally on the campaigns, waste management, traffic awareness, and social responsibility. Now here that is all about Tarumitra and footprint. We will come up and talk a little bit about the IPCC and why we are together now. So I'm sure you might be aware of the IPCC. IPCC is a organization that works under UNEP and WMO. So UNEP is United Nations Environmental Programs, and WMO is World Meteorological Organization. Have you seen this image? Anyone?
Yes, sir. It was the cover page of the sixth report, which was released in August.
Yeah. And the title of this artwork is Changing. And the artist who made it is Alisa Singer. She says, as we witness our planet transforming around, as we watch, listen, measure, and respond. And it's absolutely correct. It was the cover of the Climate Change Report 2021, the physical science basis. It also says that this report is the code red. It says human influence, global warming, and climate change. Earlier, people we thought that global warming was just caused by the natural phenomena, but now this report confirms humans are influencing global warming and climate change, and it also says what is the impact. It also shares the measurable impact. It says future further climate change depends on future human influences. So this IPCC report has different parts. It has a summary for policymaker, it has a technical summary, it has a 12 chapter report, it has interactive atlas, there are FAQs available, and there are regional fact sheets. We would be mostly interested in two things as of now: the 12th chapter report and interactive atlas. So what we would be doing as interns, it has already been mentioned in your offer letters. I just got it from there itself. So we can have a discussion around it. We can talk about it, what exactly we have to do. And if you have any questions, queries, please, you can ask. So the first thing that we have to do is be a part of the alternate day online meetings. That is 1 hour at least, and 3 days in a week. I'm expecting to do it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do you agree with the dates, or do you think it should be changed?
I'm okay with that.
Yes, sir, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with it as well.
Great. So we need to read these reports, discuss it among ourselves, and develop a common understanding of IPCC Report 6 assessment. Any questions? We would be generally looking at the 12 chapters. We would not go into the technical details. We will not go into the summary for the policymakers. We will check that later, hopefully. But mainly, we would be looking into the 12 chapters, and these 12 chapters, they are divided in various segments. So one of the chapters would be talking about the in natural phenomena, the human activities, and different things are there. So slowly and gradually we can look into that and discuss that. And second thing that we would be most interested about is the interactive atlas they have. So there is they have a link online portal where it works as a GIS. So they have all the data sets available there. You just share, you put in the data, you select the data, you select the region, and it gives you the information. Any questions?
No.
Great. So after reading and then understanding these reports, we would be developing presentations, poetry hopefully. Maybe if anybody is interested in poetry, you can come up with small poems or of your own choice. Or maybe we can develop some storylines, because uh, these are the different ways of sharing your ideas with the people, and so it can be more interactive for people who would be learning from you. Maybe we can come up with a short film idea. So for that, we can come up with the storyline, or the short film types, and maybe we can have more people joining in lately, and they can work on the films lately for us, and develop a concept note on these reports. You can write as some of you have already worked as a what do you say, content writers. So maybe you can just think of your own ideas. You can develop your own concept on this report, and you can just write it. We'll have to do a capacity building. We'll have to develop a capacity building material for school students, volunteers, so we can propagate these understandings of the report among them. Yes? Any questions?
No. No. Nothing.
Okay, great. So once we develop this, capacity building materials, then we would be doing a capacity building program for the students with at least 5 educational institutions in your own cities, wherever you are. You can connect with those schools or colleges in your locality. You can talk, or we can help you have a interaction with them, or get the permission. So we can get a small group of people with whom we can do these programs. Uh, I'm not sure if we can do offline, but online is very much feasible. We have been doing a lot of programs online in different cities since last 1.5 years, and online would be pretty easy to do. And maybe along with those new members, we can come up with a campaign, outreach campaign, which could be done lately. So we can design outreach campaign to propagate understanding of this report with the students and volunteers in your own cities. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. And we'll have the same thing. Conduct IPCC report outreach campaign with the students and the volunteers in your own cities. And we also need to develop our weekly engagement reports. Like, what was your experience of, like, suppose we are doing 3 day meeting. So what happened in those meetings? Everybody will have to write your own, engagement. How much you were engaged, what you told, what was your activities, how much you were involved, and what is your understanding so far of the meetings. And you need to share this with me on my email address. And this is one of the last one. Practice eco breaking and promote it in your community, locality, institutions you are engaged with during this internship. How many of you are aware of eco breaking? Do you know what is eco breaking?
No. Uh, so I think I have an idea.
Please go ahead.
So I think eco breaking is, I'm taking an example now. Suppose you have a plastic bottle with you and you have some plastic wrappers around you. Now you're just filling that plastic bottle with those wrappers or some other sort of plastic. So in a way, we are filling a plastic bottle with plastic itself, and rather, maybe it could end up in a garbage bin or anything. But instead, you're just filling it up and you're using it as a brick.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what it is. So, eco breaking is the idea we developed way back in 2018 when Earth Day Network, they were in 2018 Earth Day Network, they celebrated Earth Day with this idea of beat plastic pollution. And in 2018, even the World Environment Day theme was somewhere beat plastic pollution or something similar. So that time we had a lot of discussions with these students from various schools and colleges, and finally we came up with this idea of eco breaking, wherein whatever plastic wrapper or the single-use plastic that comes in our house, that should not go into a dustbin, because once you put it into a dustbin, I'm not sure what happens with the different cities, but 90% of the cities in India, they once things are mixed in the dustbin, various kinds of waste, nobody is going to segregate it, and that is how the value of the uh, resource gets lost. At the same time, it's end up polluting the environment. So this kid said, like, suppose if I put all my plastic into a bottle, then at least these bottles would not be eaten by the cows, or it will not go into the river. And even if it goes into the river, it can be taken out easily, rather than the small bits of plastic. There are a lot of organizations who are cleaning the ocean nowadays, and that is it has a huge cost to clean up the ocean. But if you have this eco bricks floating, it can be taken out easily. Moreover, if a rack picker finds it, he can sell it and he can make some money out of it. At the same time, it will go and it can be recycled. So that is what the idea is. So I hope all of you will try to at least make one eco brick in your 6 months of internship, and maybe also propagate the idea and communicate with your friends, and encourage them to make some eco bricks. And yeah, and the last thing, which was not in your offer letter, manage the social media handles we have. So social media handling would be kind of like when you would go ahead with your programs, when you would be doing the campaigns. So that time those campaigns and the activities that you are doing should be uploaded on our social media handles. So that too you'll have to do it lately. Okay. Any more questions? As of now?
So
Yeah.
may I ask you something? So regarding the meeting, the online meeting which we have, which we will be having thrice a week. So can the timings be altered?
Yeah, we can have a discussion around it, and everybody can, share their what will be the best time for others also.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, we will discuss it. All right. So these are our social media handles. It's our turn to lead. It's on Twitter, it's on Insta, and it's on Facebook. Just on Twitter, we have, instead of TO, we have number 2, because this handle was bit, they don't allow more than 15 characters, I think. And if you go with TO, then it would be 16. So that is how it is. Anyways, I will be sharing you with these details lately also. So yeah, thank you. So I have tried to make it a brief presentation, because when I have to talk about the Tarumitra, the story, we have a 32 years of journey, and there are hell amount of activities that we have done, but it was just a glimpse that I wanted to give you people, so you have just a kind of understanding. Lately, you can go on our website, you can check our website and see the activities that we have done so far. Okay, and coming back to the timings. Yeah, we need to look into everybody. It's the forum is open for everybody to talk about. If you have oh my god, yeah, if you have to check on the timings, if we need to who said we need who was not comfortable with the time or the date, who had this question? Because
So this is Nilima.
Yeah.
So it was not that I was not comfortable with the days. I just wanted to know whether the timings could be altered or not.
yeah, of course it can be. And we are a team here, and everybody is equally responsible for everybody's contribution. So yeah, so I would let you people decide what should be the timing and what should be the days.
Right. If I may, I don't have a problem with the days, but if we can have the meetings slightly earlier, 7 to 8 would be a little late. It's okay for me if that's what everyone decides, but it would be preferable if it's a little earlier.
Okay. So why don't you suggest some time, earlier time? What could be the earlier time? Can you define that?
Yeah, I don't mind 5 to 6. It's a 1 hour meeting, right? So 5 to 6, if that's okay for everyone.
Yeah, come on, everybody.
Sir, actually, I have classes till 5 o'clock, so I don't think if this time would suit me.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I agree. Like if you have classes till 5, so sometimes it can extend also. And just
Yeah.
after the class, I'm not sure anybody would be comfortable. Even I would not be comfortable. After my classes, I would be coming for a meeting, and I would also not have a mindset to work. So, and that would not be productive as well. I agree with you, Lata, on this.
So I think 6 to 7 would be okay.
Okay.
Like it works for me, but I don't know for others.
Yeah, so 6 to 7 sounds fine.
Yes, sir. Even to me, it sounds fine.
6 to 7. Swati,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
about
yeah.
you?
I'm okay. Completely fine.
Okay. Nisha,
Yes, I'm fine with that.
6 to 7.
Yeah.
And days are okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Nana, how about you?
Yes, sir, I'm fine with the timing. 6 to 7 is fine.
Okay, great. So more things we can have, we can use our, we all of us I think are in the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe we can have, we can do a discussions there also, and maybe we can keep that group pretty active. But I would not suggest anyone to forward messages of here and there. Whatever it is, even if it is of the maybe somebody like some environmental messages keep comes in as a forwarding messages, so even that should not get in our groups, because that those things that keeps us that distracts us generally. So let's not get distracted. Let's keep ourselves focused for at least 2 months, first 2 months, wherein we can develop our capacity building material for the first 2 months, and thereafter we can do whatever we feel like. Yeah, agree, disagree?
Sounds good.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Because everybody is not
So
on the same mindset, and what you might prefer, as everybody wants to share whatever you like, or whatever ideas you subscribe to, you try to share it with other people also. But all of us don't have the same ideas of subscription. All of us might be subscribing to different ideas. So let's not get into that. Let's focus on something that we want to do, at least for the first 2 months. And I'm sure if we are dedicated for the first 2 months, then definitely we'll have something which needs to be shared across the world. And instead of sharing someone else's ideas, we would have something which we can share to the world from our own ideas. Yeah. So with this, I think anybody has to say anything else?
yes, sir. I actually had a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, do we all have different roles, or are we all here as research interns only?
Yeah, so I think we have a similar role as if now, but slowly and gradually, as you will start working upon, as all, I'm not sure how many of you have seen the report by yourself, but I, it's available on the IPCC website, or if you want, I can share the report on the group as well. You can look into the report, just have a glimpse around it, and maybe in the next meeting we can decide that, and let's yourself decide that what role you want to take. What I had been wondering, because if one person reads the same line, and like here we are like almost 10 people right now, and 10 people can read the same line, and 10 people can have a different understanding of it. So that is what I like about the human mind, because every mind has a different ideas, everybody has seen a different kind of world, and everybody has a different exposure. So maybe all of us can read the same thing, and that is what I wanted to have a discussion around. So everybody can come up with their own ideas, their own understanding, and then we can come up with the similar. Then we can decide it, and then we can have we can develop something around it. So as of now, I think we can, all of us can start with the same thing, and slowly and gradually we will come to know each other, and then we can everybody can take the role by yourself, that
Okay,
what you
sir.
want to do.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that I want to force on you, but I would like you people to indulge yourself in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Any more questions for the day? No? Great. I think we have, it's already 8, 7, right? 8. We already did, it's almost an hour. We have completed our 1 hour today's program. So thank you all of you for being a part today. And let's meet day after tomorrow. And yeah, So I'm sure all of you might have received that today's meeting link. Yeah. So in your email addresses. So few of you have already said yes to the meeting. Rest of you, I would suggest you to say yes to the meeting, because next time when you log in, even if I'm not available, you can get into the meeting and you would not need my permission, because I may not be available for all the meetings. So, and if it is not there, then you'll have to see. So maybe you can just say yes, and I will put it as a continuous meeting link thing, and it will be available in your calendar, Google Calendar. So you can just click on Google Calendar and check the meeting. So I will put the timings 6 to 7. Is that what we concluded?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, and good night.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.